Hi everyone, welcome back to another edition of my videos, and today I present to you a really cool checkmate in 2 puzzle. This was shared in I believe a number of newspapers in the United Kingdom as part of the British chess puzzles solving competition, and well, it is certainly a tough qualifier puzzle. It took me quite a while to find the solution, and well, as you can see here, it looks there's lots of things going on in this position, but the essence of this puzzle is white against every black defense should be able to deliver checkmate in 2. And you might be thinking to yourself, oh, checkmate in 2 puzzle, that's really easy. Well, I must say it's much harder than it looks. So if you want to try this at home, if you want to set this position up on your own board, on your Lee chess analysis board or whatever, set it up, give it a try. Otherwise, just sit back and enjoy the solution to this. So let's have a look at this position. So I guess one of the key features in trying to solve this position is first understanding what's happening with this king here. So you'll notice that this bishop controls this key square on h2, and this rook is controlling g2 and g1. So the king can't go anywhere. So essentially we need to find some way of checking the king, and we should be able to win. But it's not as easy as it looks. You might have had a look at, and certainly when I first looked at this puzzle, what about a move like queen to e3? How does black stop this? You're essentially checkmating on the next move, right? The problem is we did say that the solution is a checkmate in 2, and unfortunately this would be in fact a checkmate in 3 here. So rook can capture on d3. Well, the queen can't capture here as the rook recaptures. We have not got checkmate in 2. So that would be a failed solution. So how do we find the checkmate? It's actually much harder than it looks, and we've got to find a real tricky move. But once we found it, actually the solution to this puzzle becomes a bit easier. And I guess the important thing to note about black's position is after this move he is put into a total zugzwang. So hopefully you found the solution. It is queen to b2. What a strong move. You'll notice here that black is in total zugzwang. So let's have a look at all his options. Shall I say all his options will lead to some form of checkmate. So firstly, let's have a look at what happens if he moves the rook to any square. So he's got a few options that he can go to. But against all of these options, white will be delivering checkmate in 1. So let's say he captures, I don't know, the pawn on d3, let's say. Well, we deliver checkmate very simply on h8. This is checkmate. So he can't move the rook. We can safely establish his rook can't move because he'd be checkmated. So let's move on to the next piece. We've got a pawn here. The pawn can capture. Where is the checkmate now? We've no longer got this h8 idea. But with this pawn capture, this opens up another beautiful checkmate. Queen to b7 checkmate. Once again, we've managed to solve this and deliver checkmate in 2. But the hardest of the 3 is this knight move. And certainly when I first looked at the knight move, I thought to myself, oh yeah, this is still really easy. I thought this is a simple solution. Obviously we can rule out the move knight to d2. Very straightforwardly, we just capture here. This is checkmate with a king capture. Quite a nice checkmate. But what about knight to a3? This is where it gets a bit hard. And when I submitted my solution to this puzzle, I completely miscalculated the knight to a3 idea, and I went, oh no, I've actually solved this incorrectly. I did eventually send the right solution, but hopefully they didn't. They were able to note that I had, I guess, a slight Freudian slip in my in my solution. So, what about knight to a3? Now you may be thinking, surely king to d2 this is fine. We're checkmating, right? Well, in actual fact, this is just check, as black has the cunning move. Knight comes back to b1, blocking the checkmate. It is no longer a checkmate in 2. we have failed this puzzle. So we have to come up with an extremely amazing move and something you at first will think, oh gosh, is that actually a legal move? And I know what you're saying, how is it legal? Well, it is castles long. This is checkmate. You might be thinking to yourself, doesn't a king move through a check? Well, the king is not moving through any check here, as the knight is not controlling any of these squares. So the rook is absolutely happy to go through the check, and this would be, checkmate. What a beautiful solution to a beautiful checkmate in 2 puzzle. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did trying to solve it, and I wish you best of luck with your chess, and I'll see you later.